Hello and welcome to my channel on the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's been on the hook. Well, on the hook this week was my summer Cottage Cardi. I finally finished the pattern and it is out on my Etsy shop. So if you're a member of the community, you will have an email in your inbox and that will give you the substantial discount that you need to save money when buying my pattern. So feel free to buy this pattern or any others in the shop that you like and use that offer code with it. The sweater is already out on Etsy, and if you go out there and you don't have your email yet, just wait and your email should be there any moment. I think I sent those about 30 minutes ago, so they should have gone out and you should have that in your inbox. So be sure to be looking for that. Here is the Cottage Cardi, Summer Cottage Cardi pattern. I have some pictures in here. There are plenty of instructions on how to make this. Today I am wearing this with a long sleeve top, and the reason is because it is so cold outside. It's about 30 degrees today. This morning it was so cold, and I thought, you know, I want to wear my summer cardi because I want to show it to you again and release the pattern, but I needed something more substantial underneath it. So I reached in my closet and found a white long sleeve tee and put it on with this, and it looks just fine. Let me show you how this looks. This is just a very casual cardigan. It's for summertime, but you know what? It's warm today in this and my long sleeve top, so you can certainly wear it with a long sleeve tee or even a little lightweight turtleneck. You could do that. That would make it a little bit warmer, and if you're having a cold spring, then you could do that as well. You could also wear a colored t-shirt underneath, a navy blue, with this particular one that I'm talking about here, a navy blue turtleneck t-shirt, short sleeve, anything like that. And in the pattern I've actually described some options for sleeves. My sleeves were made with just a couple of rows of half double crochet, and on either side a single crochet row. One of the single crochet rows right here is the one with the decreases that took care of this pretty big gap that I had back here. It's not, well, it is completely gone pretty much. I did try to decrease it at that one point that I talked about in my video, and that way you can pull in any gapping that you might find around a sleeve opening on any sweater. You can do that. And I just wanted to point that out because it happened to me, and so I put it in my pattern. I described how to take care of it, and you should try that too if you have a problem. And also another thing that I mentioned in my pattern is gapping at the top. And so if your sleeve comes out straight out at the top and you want it to curve down, take that first row of crochet on your sleeve and install decreases along where you need them. Like if your shoulder is sticking straight out, you want to decrease on either side of the shoulder and at the shoulder, maybe one stitch each. So you'd have 1, 2, 3 stitches of decrease. That's using a single crochet, 2 together. And I described that in my pattern. You should probably already know how to do that, but if you don't, there are plenty of videos on Google where you can go out and just type in that stitch and you can see lots of videos about how to do that. It's very, very simple. But I do use those in here only to help you shape the sleeve. There's no shaping in the sweater itself. I also describe how to do the ribbing, how to do the stitch pattern. It is not just double crochet. This is including triads and some other things. So all that is in the pattern. It's out today. So feel free to go out and take a look at it on Etsy. I'll put the link down in the description box if you want to go directly to the Etsy shop, but be sure to make a side trip to your inbox if you're a member of the community, and you will have an email from me there. Next on my list of things to talk about today, I wanted to talk about my Persian Tiles throw. Every single video I'll probably be mentioning this because this is the octagon that I'm working on right now. Now, I haven't made as much progress as I did over the weekend. First of all, I've crocheted fans, and I showed these on my last video. These are the fans all around each octagon that I'm working on. There are 2 rows there. You turn and then you do the second row, and it's different from the first, of course, but these are called fans, and they're about 2 or 3 inches away from each other. Well, when you get through with all those, which I have, you start the next step. The next step is to add a row that will join those fans together. Now, if you can see that, this row along here has a stitch on this fan, a stitch on the actual octagon, and another stitch on the next fan. And then it continues on crocheting around and does the same on the next fan. I'll get that right up there where you can see it. So that's the next row that I'm working on. Of course, I have not made a whole lot of progress, but it's only been a couple of days and I've been doing some other things. So I wanted to show you that I'm almost around the whole octagon, this one particular piece. And right here, you can see where I haven't connected that fan yet. See, I'm right here, I'm working right there, and I will put a stitch there and then one in this fan right up here at the top, and that will pull it over so that it will meet the other fan. That's where I am on this one. I have 2 fans left, and then I have, I've started connecting them here. So I'm already all the way around, and I have this left. And it's really not a long process, but I didn't have time to do even a whole octagon. So I would be familiar with the stitch pattern around this particular row so that when I start really working on it, I can do it very quickly. Now I'm back on a G hook. I'm not on the F hook that I was working the fans were worked with an F hook. This is worked with a G hook. So I'm back to the larger hook, and I don't know if that makes me happy or not, but it is a little different, and it's kind of fun the way she moves back and forth between the 2 crochet hooks and combines them into one octagon. I think that's really great. Right now I'm working with the khaki color, and this again, the whole throw is worked with Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday DK, and this is an all acrylic beautiful yarn, very, very soft. I really like it. Again, I've talked about it several times. There are 273 yards on the skein, and you can order these separately. You don't have to just get them in the throw. They are offered by Premier, and you can also buy them on Mary Maxim in any color that you want. There are a plethora of colors of this particular yarn. So I really love the yarn, love the project. I'm excited. I haven't lost interest in it at all. So I'm working diligently on that. Now, another couple of things I wanted to talk about when I brought up the subject of the Persian Tiles throw. Of course, I ordered it from Mary Maxim. Y'all already know that. The winner of the Persian Tiles throw kit from last week, as a celebration of the 10,000 subscriber milestone that I experienced last week, I actually gave it to Cynthia Ringler, and Cynthia was brought up on our random comment picker on the computer, and her name came up, and I have already sent that out to Cynthia, so you should receive it Monday, and I'm really excited for you to start it or put it in the closet or give it to your mother-in-law or whatever you want to do with it. But I'm excited that I could give that away to one of my subscribers. So congratulations, Cynthia. The second thing I wanted to talk about in relation to the Persian Tiles throw is that the designer of the throw, named Janie Crowfoot, you've heard me talk about her before. She is a prolific crocheter from the UK, and she was on the Fruity Knitting podcast, or the YouTube channel, a while back. There was an interview with her, and she talked about all of the blankets and throws that she had created, and they were all around her. The interview was quite long. It was very, very entertaining. I enjoyed every minute of it, especially now that I'm working on one of her designs. So a couple of videos ago, I put a link to that interview, and I'm going to do it again on this particular video. So look down in the video. If you have a few minutes, you can click on that and watch the interview with her and the host of Fruity Knitting. So I thought I would mention that to you. I'd like for you to watch it if you're interested in how she designs her beautiful blankets. Now, last video, I had a comment from one of my subscribers, and she said that she was doing the Moroccan Throw that I talked about. It was in a magazine that I'll be giving away on Monday. There are 3 magazines going out Monday, and one of them had a picture of the Moroccan Tiles Throw or Afghan, and the designer's name was not mentioned, but one of my subscribers wrote a comment and said that she was actually working on that through Annie's. Annie's is another, like a Mary Maxim, has a very large website with lots of crafts and mostly yarny crafts that you can buy patterns and yarn on that particular website. And this advertisement in the magazine showed this Moroccan Throw. And what it is a 10-month subscription. So the first month you get some yarn and you get some direction and you get a tutorial that you can watch. And every month, the first month, according to the advertisement, is $9.99, and the second month and on after that is $20. So she was spending $233 on this Afghan, but felt like it was worth it because there was so much that came along with it, all the tutorials and the yarn, the directions, and it's also a very large Afghan. It's much larger than the throw that I'm working on. So for $233, it's worth it if that's what you want to do, and it also spreads out the work and makes you more accountable. I think over a month's time you really become aware that you only have 30 days to finish before the next kit comes in, and you definitely want to finish. So in 10 months time you could finish that beautiful Afghan. So I encourage you to go out to Annie's and take a look at it. I'll try to put the link. I think I actually did that on the last video. I'll put a link to the Moroccan Afghan down in the description box for you to take a look at that if you want to. Next up on the show is a new project that I'm working on. I seem to start a new project every week, but I am finishing some of them. I finished my summer Cottage Cardi. I didn't want to finish it there for a while, and I finally did finish it. So it's done. You really have to push to finish a project sometimes, and I've been doing that lately, trying to finish projects. Not all, but I did try to finish this one, and I did get that done. However, I started a new project with this yarn, and I showed this last video maybe, or the video before, called this is sheep cheese yarn. It's stone washed. This is the color yellow jasper, quite gorgeous. It's 78% cotton and 22% acrylic, and that is a beautiful yarn, and I'll get that right up there where you can see it. It is gorgeous, and it's so soft, and I thought, I have 8 balls of this. I'm going to make a Sunlit Tea, and that's the name of my little project here. It's a t-shirt that is made from a DK weight yarn, and that's what this is. This is a sport weight yarn, DK, sport weight, number 3, whatever you call it. They're all very similar to each other. They're not as big as a worsted weight. This is one size smaller than that. And it does lend itself very well to garments for summer and garments that you're going to wear up next to your skin. A DK weight is just less heavy. Now, this is a cardigan, so it's not right up against my skin. I don't wear this by itself. I always have a tee or a t-shirt underneath it. But this is meant to be worn right up next to your skin, and this is called the Sunlit Tea. I am working on this for a summer tea pattern, and I'm going to put that out there, whenever I get finished with it. It's not difficult to do. These are not double crochet, so don't think it's too terribly plain, but when you make this up with this particular yarn, it is really pretty. Let me show you that. This is the rib at the bottom. It's not difficult to do. It's very similar to this rib, and this is the body of the tee, and I've tried to make it a little bit more interesting than just a double crochet. So this is the tee, and I have about maybe 6 inches done so far. It hasn't been difficult to do. I am making it very boxy, and you certainly don't have to do that. This is probably going to end up with about 8 inches of ease, which is quite a bit of ease around the bottom, but it's going to be a little bit short. So it's going to be like that, and look at all the ease in here. I've got plenty of room to eat that big dinner. But anyway, I wanted to show that to you as a new project that I'm working on. I'm using an eye hook, and I could have downsized a little bit, maybe to an H or even a G, but I felt like when I made the swatches, they were just fine in the I hook size. So I'm going to pursue this. I have some downtime that I'm going to spend on it in the next probably week and a half or so, and I'd like to finish at least the front of it before I put it down. I don't want to put it down, and if I only have this much done, I might not even continue with it. That's just where I am mentally right now, so I'm trying to push myself to finish these projects. So that is something I'd really like to do. The fabric is very, very soft, and it's very, very comfortable. So I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful top for summer. I could just wear it without a tank top under it and with a pair of jeans or shorts, and this would be very, very comfortable for summertime. So I look forward to finishing that, and I'll show you the progress as I work through it. I wanted to walk over to my workstation and show you the progress I've made on my diamond painting. So excited. I'm almost through with this. I have a little bit left to go, but I wanted to show you the progress and show you what I've been doing. Let me get the light on this a little better. This is the final tree of the 4 trees in this particular diamond painting. It is called the Four Seasons Sparkle from, I bought this from Mary Maxim. And I've stolen this from my cross stitch stash. This is a little magnet. It has a magnet on the back, and it also has a magnet underneath here. The other side is a magnet as well. There it is. And both of them, they're just a little bit opposite in their colors, but they stick together, and what you do is put one on the top, one on the bottom. If you're a cross stitcher, you'll know what that means. And you can put your needles on it, and your needles will stay on there. It's called a needle minder. In diamond painting, this is called a cover minder, and this is what you use to keep the cover over your diamond painting from moving around, well, especially while you're trying to work over here. You don't want this to be moving back and forth. So what I did was I used this to hold this on. This is the last piece I have left. The rest of it is uncovered. It doesn't have to be covered anymore because all the glue has been covered up with the resin dots. So this is the last piece that I have left, and I will show you this. I've done all the black on this. Move the light over here. I've done all the black on this particular tree. As you can see, I've done all the black. And I've done some of the light colors, some of the white, the iridescent colors of dots. And I see this right in here is what I have left to do. You can see that's just glue right there. See, it's sticky. So those are the colors that I have left to do on this particular tree. So I'm excited. I'm getting through with it. I'm almost done with it. And before long, I'll have those new diamond paintings to show you. And at that point, I'll make a video just about that. But I wanted to show you the progress that I've made on this. I've also discovered that I cannot sit hunched over this table. I have a comfortable chair, but I can't sit hunched over the table. It hurts my neck. So I have purchased, and it hasn't arrived yet, a table easel, and that will get this up to this angle. If you can see that, it will be up more this angle, and I can attach the resin dots much easier than I can hunched over a table. Now, I prefer to do it this way, but my neck does not. So I'm going to have to figure a plan B to get this up where I can actually put the dots on, apply the dots, and not have a neck ache the next day. So there's where I am with this. I just really love this. I can't wait to frame it, and I'll show you how it looks when I finish it. So that's the progress that I've made on my Diamond Dots project. Well, last Thursday we talked about giving away 3 skeins of cotton fair yarn. This is in the America color, red, white, and blue, quite gorgeous. I've made a tank out of this. There's actually a pattern out there called America Tank. This is what I use. This is the yarn. It's a size 2, but it is a wonderful Premier cotton yarn. It's by Premier, and one of my favorite yarns to use. I've bought many of these, not this color, but other colors too. So last week I said I was giving these 3 balls away. This is plenty to make a top with. There are 317 yards on the ball, so you have about 950 yards of this in order to make something with. You can make a tank top with it. That would be my suggestion because it is so comfortable. If you use the right hook, you can make this close enough together to where you could just slip it on and wear it with a pair of jeans. Really simple. So I'm giving this away to one of my subscribers who has entered a comment with the word America. So I'm going to choose that person right now with the random comment picker. So let's go to the computer and find out who wins this Cotton Fair yarn. Here we are at the computer, and we have put the URL right here for the video where we introduced the Cotton Fair yarn. The keyword was America. So let's find out how many YouTube comments we had with that particular word in them. And I had lots of them. I remember seeing them coming in. Oh my, 479 people are in the running for this Cotton Fair yarn. So let's scroll down here and find out who wins the America Cotton Fair yarn. And that would be Rebecca Acton. Rebecca Acton. There it is. Her word America right there in her comment. So Rebecca, you have won the Cotton Fair yarn. So congratulations to Rebecca. Congratulations, Rebecca, for winning the Cotton Fair yarn. I'm excited. I hope you make something really beautiful with that. Be sure to send me your mailing address and I will get that right out to you. Now for next week, I have 2 giveaways and let me show you what they'll be. As you know, a few weeks ago, I was in Florida and I actually went shopping for some yarn, which I didn't need any of. So I am going to give some of it away. I found this at Tuesday morning. This is called Classic Shades Universal Yarn. Very pretty. This is a partially wool. Let me see what that is. This is 70% acrylic, 30% wool. And it's a beautiful, beautiful colorway. Look at this. I really like that. Get right up there where you can see it. Quite gorgeous. Now, on each skein are 197 yards. So they're almost 200 yards on each skein. I'm giving away both skeins of this to the winner next week. So be sure to put the keyword in there. I'll tell you what that is in a second. And the second winner will receive 3 skeins of Mallow Heather, which is the beautiful purple color of Ella Ray chunky weight wool, pure merino wool yarn, and it is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I really loved it. I picked it up and I thought I'm going to make something out of that, and I thought no, I actually bought red and purple, so I'm going to give the purple away. I've got lots of purple yarn, so I'm going to give this away, and this is 136 yards on the hank, and it's pure superwash merino wool, so it is super, super nice. Love it. It is very, very soft. It's not the softest yarn I've ever felt, but it's all wool. So you're going to see a little bit of toothiness to this yarn, but it is wonderful for a hat or a scarf or a cowl or something like that. Really, really nice. And there's plenty of yardage here. So you'll have nearly 400 yards of this chunky size Mallow Heather Ella Ray yarn. So I hope that you enjoy it. Whoever wins this next week, they will win 3 skeins of this, and giveaway winner number 1 will receive these 2 skeins of the Classic Shades by Universal. The Classic Shades by Universal. There it is. Very beautiful. That will go to giveaway winner number 1, giveaway winner number 2, and the keyword will be shade, S-H-A-D-E, shade, and that is what we'll be looking for in midsummer. And it's also part of this is Classic Shades, but use the word shade, S-H-A-D-E, as your keyword in your comment this week, and these will be awarded next Thursday, and those will be giveaway winner number 1 and 2 will win those yarns. So I'm trying to pare down my yarn stash, although I don't know how I'm ever going to do it. I have way too much, and I have tried not to buy yarn, but the last time I bought yarn I was in Florida, and that's just been a couple of weeks ago. So I'm trying not to buy too much, and I also did buy the Sheep G's yarn because I wanted to try it. I've never tried that yarn. I've heard a lot of things about it, and there are a lot of beautiful patterns made from Sheep G's yarn. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've heard several different pronunciations of that word, but that's a really nice yarn as well. So I did buy some of that, but I'm going to give this away because this is really nice yarn, but I know I probably won't have time to make it. I have so much yarn on my wall. Someday I'll show you a picture of that, but right now it's a little bit crazy looking, so I'm going to wait until I show you that. I might take you on a little tour of my stash wall. And I do have some cobblestone that I'm going to give away next week. I have a lot of cobblestone yarn and I probably won't be using it. So I'm going to be starting to give that away. I may give it all away in 1 week. I don't know. But I've made several things with it, and I'm currently working on a top that is the extended single crochet. And some of you have asked me about that top. It's purple cobblestone, very pretty. And I brought it out the other day and I thought, I need to finish this top. I've almost finished the whole front of it. So I need to go ahead and finish that, work on my yellow jasper tee, work on a little bit on my diamond painting, work on my Persian Tiles throw. So I have a lot of whips in progress. So I'll show you the progress on those on every video. If I've done something with it, I will show that to you so you can kind of keep up with it as well. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. A weekend coming up. The weekend is going to be glorious weather here. I hope you're having really nice weather where you are. And spring has sprung and summer is almost here. So I'm starting my summer crochet right now. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend and join me on Monday when we find out what's on the hook.